What is up, guys? You are tripping with Jay. Welcome to the channel. We have a special guest today. We have Mr. Comedian Coop City in the building. What's going on, Coop? How you doing, bro?
What up, though? What up, though? I'm chilling, brother.
That's what's
Appreciate you
up, man.
having me.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, bro. So you are on episode one, my friend, of the Tripping with Jay podcast, and I am very, very happy to have you on board, bro. So what can you tell the people about yourself and like where you come from? Like, what's your background so you can kind of explain it to the people?
Okay, yeah. So, my name is Coop. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. East Side to be exact. I'm an actor, stand-up comedian, writer, um, foodie. I do a lot of food content, and yeah, now currently I was living in LA, and I moved from LA, and now I moved. Now I live in Colombia, Cartagena right now. And yeah, it's been dope, man. I've been enjoying it. I've been learning so much about Colombian culture and just this is my first time living abroad, so it's definitely an experience. It's one that I'm very happy about. So yeah, so that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Okay, okay, all right, bro. Yeah. So you said you do come from Detroit. So give me some of like your humble beginnings. Like did you like grow up on the east side, west side? Because we know that it's an east side and west side thing back at home in Detroit, right? So give me some of your background from Detroit as far as how you grew up and what made you move to LA in the first place, and then we'll hit on Columbia afterwards.
Okay, yeah. So I'm from the east side of Detroit. So like, if you know anything about Detroit, it was the Old City Airport, and that's where all flights were taken. It was way before
Hmm.
McNamara and all that good stuff. I lived across the street from there. And I grew up in foster care. So my mom went to prison when I was like 15. No, when I was like 6. Excuse me. And so I bounced around a lot, but it was just mainly all on the east side. Um, then I was adopted, and then we ended up moving to Farmington Hills, and I played football at a school called Harrison High School, which is no longer open, but it's still the greatest high school football program in Michigan. It's no question. 13 state championships. And so then I ended up taking a scholarship and playing at a school called Northwood University out in Midland, Michigan, which is literally the whitest town ever, the absolute whitest town ever. But it was cool, man. While I was there, I was playing ball and ended up having a talent show. And I've always been funny. I've always been the class clown. And my teammates were like, "Yo, you should get the talent show. Just do funny shit." And I don't know what compelled me to do it, but I sat down and I just started writing jokes. And that was my first time ever getting on stage telling jokes. And this particular talent show, it was literally all musicians. It
Okay.
was nothing but musicians. So I was the only non musician. I ended up winning second place. And it was just that thrill that I felt being up there and entertaining. I hadn't felt anything like that outside of like actually like playing ball, but I knew my ball days were come to an end one day, and that gave me the same feeling. So once I ended up being awarded another, but I just got my scholarship. I mean, got my degrees, and I left, and I started working at Quicken Loans and at
Mm.
dealerships, and at night I would just go to comedy clubs and um, just started hitting the circuit. Um, and that was tough because Detroit's a tough market. Um, but it's that's rewarding because that's what you cut your teeth at. That's what you know what I'm saying. You get seasoned. And then after a while, I was like, yeah, I kind of want something still in the entertainment field. I wanted more.
Okay.
And so I ended up started doing content. But it's like everybody was doing content at a food show called Food and the Beast,
Okay.
and I couldn't get any like restaurants to actually like allow me to come in there and film. A lot of Detroit restaurants didn't have their papers right. They didn't have all their stuff. They had all their ducks in a row. So finally, A couple of them allowed me to come in. I shot content with them and stuff or whatever. And I was one day I was just watching Guy Fieri,
Okay.
and I was watching just the food. I could like I should be on TV. Like I could do and that grew into me wanting to know where do I do this. I started researching. It was like well, the best place to do this is in LA.
Okay.
And so thought about it. I kept going back and forth, and then finally I was like, you know, what, I'm just gonna do it. And so I told all my friends, my family, was looking at me like I was crazy. And then just like maybe 3 days after Thanksgiving, I had a going away party. Like, look, I'm leaving. I have a going away party, and at the party, and I was supposed to leave the next day, but I didn't. I was scared. I'm like, oh no, bro, I've never been to LA before.
Wow.
So I had another going away party like 4 days later, and I was like, I can't be an asshole and have two going away parties and not actually leave. So I packed up my car and I drove from Detroit to LA. I think it was what 36 hours.
Sheesh.
Yep, 36 hours. One of my homies drove with me and pulled up. I had a mutual friend who connected me with somebody out there who let me stay with him for a little while. And yeah, man, I was in LA for what 9 years. There, I was able to break into the entertainment industry. Of course, still doing stand up, but then I started doing back work on TV shows and films. Then I started auditioning for actual like main roles.
Okay.
And then I was blessed enough to be casted in a show called World's Funniest Animals on CW. And
I
so
remember that.
I was on that show for like I'll say 4 seasons. So I went from that show, and that same network asked me to become a host on a show
Okay.
called Totally Weird and Funny. And so that aired 16 episodes about 2 years ago, and then we had the actors and writers strike and ended up being canceled. But yeah, that was just a crazy experience, and it was just dope.
Yeah.
And then while I was in LA, I ended up shooting my own short films,
Oh wow. Okay.
and it's a comedy thriller about vampires. I mean, excuse me, about zombies, excuse me, and how the COVID vaccine turned people into zombies, turned black people into zombies. And I just loved like wow, like I felt very empowered being able to create and not having to wait for somebody to give me the green light to be able to be in
Right.
something. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Um,
One second, Coop.
yeah,
Do you happen to have any AirPods with you?
I don't have AirPods.
Okay.
I have some. I have like some. I think I got my Beats.
Okay. Is this because like the echo cancellation with the audio is gonna I think it's gonna give you an echo on your end if I turn it back off. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if this one.
Okay. Yeah. No worries, man. And you may have to respond to a hater that just left a comment if you're okay with it. So they said he couldn't get no bitches, so he went on a simps journey.
I went on.
Yo,
I didn't get.
Uh-oh. Hey, we lost you. We lost you. Let me have to refresh. There we go. We got you.
And they try to project on. They try to project on. That shit don't bother me. Everywhere around the world. From Detroit to LA, it don't fucking matter. Shit like
Yeah. Hey, if you ain't doing it right, if you ain't got no haters, man. That's what they say.
niggas is weirdo. But it be them type of niggas who would never say that to me in real life.
That's true. That's true, man. But yeah, I didn't know you did a
This is my first time using this thing.
Okay. I think it's is it still going through your headset or your phone? That's
no, it's going through my phone, but
okay.
I don't know why I didn't connect.
It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry
Here,
about
hold
it.
on. Let me connect. All right.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't know you did a short film when you moved to LA. So
Yeah.
with that film about the zombies, like how did you get everything like planned out, and how did you produce it? Because if you're doing it all by yourself, you got to have those resources, like the people that can do camera work, the people that can do audio work, lighting, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like did you network your way around and to get those people in your circle, or did you manage to just pay for people to do it from like a website or something like that?
Man, so networking is definitely like quintessential skill that you have to have in Hollywood because when you're shooting something yourself, that cost is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So I've always been really good at networking and being available for people. So when I need them, they're available for me. So there were some things that I didn't have to pay. Like for instance, it was all shot in one house, and luckily one of my friends who from Detroit, he actually played ball at Bowling Green. Him and his wife let me shoot his house. Um, I have tons of friends who are actors and wanted to be a part of the project once they read the script. And then I had a director who I'd worked with in the past
Right.
that he actually decided to come on. So all I had to pay for was obviously like crafty for the actors, the makeup artists, and then the lighting and the actual videographer.
Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, everything else was gotten just through networking. So yeah. So just being able to be available for people in the past that allowed me to reach out to them, and they were more than happy to come and shoot with me.
Okay. All right, man. See, I always like tell my people, tell my audience on my channel is networking is a huge deal when it comes to kind of making moves and being known in the city for something because I always say like you have to provide that value up front to people in order for
Mm-hmm.
them to come back to you and help you out.
Yeah.
So I'm always a big proponent of networking and showing people like what you got. Like if you're great at acting or you're great at X, Y, and Z, tell people that and show them how you do your work, and that's going to prove your worth when it comes to providing value in a circle of people. Uh, but I wanna hit on something real quick because a lot of people may not know like we've actually never met in person
Yeah.
before, and we have like a huge circle of friends that are the same people in LA and in Detroit. And I remember like there were a couple of times where I've been in LA and you hit me up. You're like, "Yo, where you at? Where you at?" I'm like, "I'm
Yeah.
at the Belmont. I'm at the Dime," and we would just either miss each other or we just wouldn't be available. But we got a whole bunch of friends in common, and how did you meet? So there's a couple. There's Ricky and Alex. How did you meet those two guys? Because I've known them for like quite some time and since elementary school. But how did you meet them?
So I met Ricky in high school.
Okay.
He went to Brother Rice, which is one of my rivals, um, and he's real good friends with my sister. And then I met him at a football game. And he was super cool, and we'd always chop it up anytime we saw each other. And then once I moved to LA, I had like posted like, "Yo, I moved to LA or whatever." He's like, "Oh, yo, I'm in LA," and I'm like, "Okay, bet." I think he was just there visiting, but he was like, "No, this is where I live," and it was maybe like 5 minutes away from me. I pulled up on him. We kicked it, chopped it up, you know what I'm saying? And then I think maybe like a week or two later, I was randomly in Long Beach. I mean, at this time, I didn't really know anybody in LA.
Yeah.
So I was just going places by myself. So I was in some random party where they were selling 40 ounces. And Ricky's the light skinned nigga you'll ever see in your life. Super light skin. So I'm in a party, it's pitch black in here, and I can see this light skinned nigga. I'm like, really? What are you doing here? He's like, hey, what's up? And from then on, that was one of my dogs that I just hang out all the time with. Shout out to Ricky. It's actually like a week or two ago. And then Alex, I'd known of Alex,
Hmm.
from Detroit, but I never met him. And then I was in downtown LA, and anytime I see somebody with Detroit on their shirt, with Cardi's on, any type of paraphernalia, I press them a little bit, like, hey, what up, though? You know, they say like, if you really from the city, and if they say hi or what's up, man, or some shit like that, but I like you like from the city. And he had a clothing line on called Excuse the Detroit in Me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, what up, though? And he responded back, what up, though? What's good, my baby? And I'm like, oh, yeah, he's from the city. You know what I'm saying? So actually living near me as well. And just over the years, we just always hang out. We ended up, me, him, and Ricky, and a couple of our other friends ended up start throwing parties, matching parties out.
Oh.
So we started doing business together with each other, and yeah, we've been tight ever since.
Yo, I remember those mansion parties he used to throw.
Yeah,
Oh, that was crazy, bro.
they were crazy.
Okay. Okay, man. All right. Okay. So before we hit on the Colombia portion of this, man, we a lot of people may not know you have a YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you want to do a quick intro because we're going to just look at your channel and we're going to get everybody who's going to be watching this live and on the replay. We wanted them to subscribe to your channel. Okay, so I don't know if you want to do a quick intro to your channel before we pull it up here. I can put you on the main screen so you can kind of do a quick intro if you want to. But it's,
yeah.
it's totally up to you.
All right, so yeah, so my channel, it's called Foodie and the Beast, and it's essentially me just going around different places. It's pretty much food and comedy. I'm going around different places. I'm trying different restaurants, trying different foods. I also love to cook. I won a cooking show on the Oprah Winfrey Network about maybe like a year or two ago. And so it's a lot of content of me cooking, of me going to different restaurants. Um, and then now, since I've moved to Colombia, I'm showing. I have a series on Instagram called "Shit That Makes Sense" in Colombia, and it's just shit that's like, why don't we do this in America? You know what I'm saying? So affordable food. A lot of people come here and say the food's not good, and I don't understand that because it's fucking amazing. So just show people places to go, where to eat and stuff like that. So yeah,
Okay, okay, man. Okay. Yeah, I do hear that a lot, man. People say that the food in Colombia is not that good, and I hear the complete opposite. So I totally
yeah.
understand, man.
You gotta know where to go. If you come to Colombia and you're trying to get fucking lemon pepper wings, like, there's few places that are gonna have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't come here trying to get McDonald's. I know great places. You gotta be open to try new stuff.
Yeah. So now we're looking at the video without any audio, but
Mm-hmm.
this is when you were going to the gender reveal party in Colombia.
Yeah. Um, one of my ex that I took out here, she's super cool. Pregnant, and she's like, yo, I'm having a gender reveal. I'd love for you to come. And I'm like, man, so she's friends with one of my homeboys out here too. And I'm like, yo, where is it? Like, nigga, it's in the hood. Pull up. Now everybody can't do this, but I'm plugged in out here so well. I'm able to travel and like I'm a local. Like I live in Teresa. I live in the hood. I live
Yeah.
where the locals live. You know what I'm saying? And obviously I move smart, but I'm afforded a privilege. You know what I'm saying? In most tourists, I don't have to live in Boca Grande or in the center. I'm I'm in Teresa, so you can hear the cars going, all the people outside, the baby crying in the hallway with the locals. So it's super dope. So we went to her barrio. It's like maybe like 30 minutes away.
Hmm.
He had a whole little setup. Colombians, when they have an event, it's gonna be at the crib. They doing it at the house, bro. Everybody outside. That's my boy Alex. He also lives out here, man. He was super. He was a very big help in getting me to move here and getting the transition to be a little bit smoother. But that's my girl Camilla. She's super cool. So yeah, so man, we was out there kicking it with the family, drinking, eating. We had the dogs out there. Man, it was a dope experience.
Okay, okay.
And
Just
she's
keep-
actually Venezuelan.
Oh.
So all of her family from Venezuela came out, and it was just super dope, super chill.
Okay, give me 1 second. I want to just make sure I can kind of fix the audio on the audience's end. Let me see. All right, let me see. Okay, cool. Let's see if it's an echo. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit echo, but actually now it's gone now.
Okay.
But like we all got our gear. She had catered food. And she had a chef there, and it was just dancing, tequila,
Hmm.
and I will warn you, if you're at a party like this, they're going to feed you aguardiente. Drink that at your own at your own caution, because the next day your head gonna be pounded. But man, it was super dope, man. She was able to enjoy it. She's having a boy.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Okay, man. And I was looking at your channel too, man. Like overnight, I was like, yo, he does a lot of food reviews too. As far as see if I can find some other stuff real quick. Um,
Yeah, I've been doing food reviews for a while.
yeah.
I actually had teamed up with a black woman's production company, and they were taking care of just pretty much all the production. But then COVID hit,
Hmm.
and that kind of derailed a lot of what we were doing. And they both went different directions. One of them became an author. She's been writing
Wow.
and publishing her own books. And so I just like, yo, in this day and age, you can do everything like yourself. So I just been doing it on my phone. Got GoPros and all that good stuff. And shoot by myself.
Wow, man. That's big, man. Because a lot of people that are like successful these days, they have like a whole team behind them. But it sounds like you just doing it all by yourself. So that's really commendable, man. Because it's hard. It's hard
Man,
being a creator, a content creator, a YouTuber, a producer. It's hard to do all of that stuff, and you got to put on like different hats for like one specific video or an idea. So it's super difficult, bro. All
yeah,
right.
it's
Yeah.
definitely tough because I'm the talent. And so
Yeah.
I my wheelhouse is being in front of the camera and showing up and just being in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, yes, I'm a writer as well, but when I'm in front of the camera, I love to just be the talent.
Right.
When you're shooting things yourself, you got to be the talent, the director, lighting, audio guy, video. You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult to be consistent as well as making sure that you're a jack of all trades. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's difficult, but it's rewarding, and I love
That's good, man. A lot of people don't like it. they they
it.
they honestly just go through it and read the lines or create the video just to create content and put it out. They don't actually
Yeah.
love the process or they just love the end product. So that's good, man. A lot of people do not like it. Let's move on to the big topic of the morning, man, or the afternoon. We want to know why and how you moved to Colombia and the process with that and like the reasonings behind it as well.
Okay. Yeah. So me deciding to move to Colombia, it it didn't have anything to do with things that most people would think. Initially, one of your guys was like, "Yeah, he had to move to get for bitches or whatever." Not only am I a fucking actor who's paid very well, I'm handsome as fuck, and I'm charismatic. So getting women has never been an issue for me. When my show got canceled, this was my first show where it was mine. I was a co-host, and I'm in every 16 episodes. I was paid very well for it, and right when I was getting ready for season two, the actors and writers strike happened,
Oh yeah.
and so the show gets canceled. So you can also see the show if you want. It's still streaming on the CW. It's called World. It's called Totally Weird and Funny. And then also the other show, World's Funniest Animals, is also on the CW. But yeah, so man, that was the first time that happened to me where a show was canceled that I was a huge, you know what I'm saying, part of it. And so I was depressed, man. I didn't want to be in the industry anymore, to be perfectly honest. And so I was talking to my cousin who's an ex Army Ranger. He lives out here as well. He was like, "Look, dude, like you can create anywhere you're at. Maybe you go back to Detroit." Or he was like, "Just do it out there." And I think he was just joking. He's like, "Hell, you just come out here." And I'm like, "I've never lived abroad." Like that's actually the idea started growing.
Yeah.
And so I have been coming here on vacation like for the past like 3 or 4 years. And then so
Uh oh. Do we lose him? Hold on. 1 second, guys. I think we I gotta get you back on screen, Coop. Give me 1 second. I don't know what happened there. There we go. Okay, we got you back.
okay, so yeah, so I had came out here in March and was kicking it with my homeboy. He was like, "Dude, you know what I'm saying? I've been living out here for a couple of years. It's it's cheap. You know what I'm saying? The way of living is just wild. It's just smooth. It's a lot calmer. It's not as hectic. You're not going to deal with a lot of things you have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Back in the states." And I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it." So I went back to the crib, and I still have my apartment in LA. So I went back to my apartment in LA, and then I started looking for remote jobs. And I ended up finding, and I was like, okay, start working a remote job for maybe like a month or two, just to get like my bearings and see, you know what I'm saying, how it would be if I pick up this whole workstation and go to another country.
Yeah.
And it was smooth, it was easy. So I packed up as much shit as I could. I got my dog and flew to Cartagena. I ended up finding an Airbnb that would allow me to rent monthly.
Okay.
And yeah, I moved and everything. Now, my first month was a little challenging because the internet in my apartment was terrible.
Oh.
So every other day, my internet's going out, and it's like, damn, I can't live here if I can't work.
Right.
So I was able to move to a spot that was even cheaper. So initially I spent like $1,000 a month, and that included utilities and stuff. But then I moved to another apartment in the same building, and now I'm paying like 500 a month.
Dog.
And I think all of my utilities are about $100.
Yo.
So I got two baths, and yeah. So I work during the day, and then after work I'll go to the gym. Then after that I'll go shoot content, hang out, and yeah, so the process and everything's been pretty good. Right now I'm working on getting my visa,
Okay.
my digital nomad visa. I got lawyers that are taking care of that, and still have my apartment in LA, so I can come and go as I please.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, that explains the reason why I when you came back, I was like, why is he back? Why would you ever leave
Yeah.
Colombia? Because I'm like, I get it. I get it now. So you still keep the place in LA, and I was gonna
Mhm.
ask you which city you relocated to. So you relocated to Cartagena. For some reason,
Yeah.
I thought it was Medellin for 1 second, but Cartagena is definitely one of the hot spots for digital nomads for sure. It's one of the biggest,
Yeah.
and I think shit. Can we talk about the girls down there? Are you
Yeah,
okay?
bro,
Okay.
I'm an open book. Like, see, when you live here versus when you on vacation, it's a total different world. So
Okay.
the shit that niggas is doing or have to do to get women here while they on vacation, I don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
So I have a roster of women that I deal with that I don't pay. I have to pay. But now, do I hold them down?
Yeah. And
They need some food. You know what I'm saying? Or they need 100 mil. Like that's a drop in the bucket compared to having to come down here and a bitch is telling you, yeah, I want $150 for an hour and shit with them. You know what I'm saying? That's shit I don't have to deal with.
No, that's fair, bro. Because I hear a lot of other content creators and YouTubers that go out there, Medellin, Cartagena, and they pay for play, and I'm like, I mean, I don't find anything wrong with it. I particularly don't participate that like myself, but honestly, if you honestly think about it, like the economics behind it, and like the time spent like courting a girl and taking her out on dates and then hoping to get something at the end of the night is low key, it's easier, and it wastes less time if you just pay. So I totally get it. But obviously that is a thing down there, like it's very prevalent. So would you recommend, if you are relocating down to Colombia, to stay away from certain areas that may be known for pay for play, or maybe not as safe for like someone that is living there and not like a tourist? Like tourists can go to pretty much anywhere and pay for play, but people that actually genuinely want to relocate to Cartagena, what's a good area, or what are the good areas, if you know of any, that you would recommend people staying at?
So if you're a tourist and you're not into that type of stuff, now before we go any further, I definitely could play, but I have I'm afforded the ability to not pay. Like I literally pay when I want to.
Yeah.
So if it's a shorty that I'm like, oh yeah, she's popping, I'm paying. I'm not paying you to fuck. I'm paying you to leave.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, just because you fine don't mean I want you. Like, yeah, a lot of these fine bitches are a headache,
They
and
are.
if I don't have to deal with you, and I only deal with you for a short period of time and get what I want, get by here. So, but if you are someone who is not into that or whatever, I would say you want to stay in like maybe Maya, La Boquilla, Castillo Grande, Boca Grande. Boca Grande and Castillo Grande are like where like a lot of the rich people live.
Okay.
It is very touristy. You want to go to beaches like Boca Grande Beach, Marbella Beach, stuff like that. So because if you go to a place like Hollywood Beach, it's just all women there. So all women that work it.
Okay.
At night in the center or El Centro, it's just all women that walking or whatnot. Now the mayor has cleaned up the center a lot, so there are a lot more rules. So the women can go down there, but it's not. You can't sit there and just talk to them. They have to keep walking. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
They are having a lot more festivals in the center, so a lot more families are coming down there. So it's a lot safer. The cops are down there patrolling all day, every day. A couple years ago, if you went down there with jewelry on or had your cell phone out, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a good chance of you getting yourself taken, getting your
Wow.
change snatched, getting pickpocketed, and
Wow.
it's just not happening as much anymore down there.
Okay. Okay. With you living in two different cities in the U.S., like um, one not more particularly dangerous than the other, do you feel safer in Cartagena than you ever did in L.A. or Detroit?
No, I mean I feel the same. So I'm from Detroit, so my head is always on swivel. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always cognizant of my surroundings. I'm always just vigilant of what I'm saying, of my person. So the way that I move in Detroit, I move the same way in LA. My apartment in LA is in Compton. So I move the same way in Compton as I do in Cartagena. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
know where I can wear my jewelry. I know, you know what I'm saying, where I don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? You just, it's a feeling. You know where, like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Why are you walking down this dark alley? This is making any sense or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be smart, and you don't just stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
true.
you don't want to be super flashy because you got to realize a lot of people don't. They're starving.
Yeah.
The average person here makes $300 a month. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's damn near a slap in the face with you out throwing money and just being boisterous and greedy. Like it's just like come on, it's stupid. So you just gotta know how to move, and the way that I move In these other cities, I moved the same way here, and by God's grace, I haven't had many issues.
That's good, bro. That's good. Because I've seen way too many times where tourists will come down there like with these super thick chains and like this super like expensive bracelets and stuff, and they'll walk out of a bodega or a store, and you'll see somebody pull up on a moto, and they got the steel out, and they're like, all right, give me everything you got, and the dude just like, here's my chain, or here's my watch, or here's my phone or whatever. And I agree with you. Like being from Detroit as well, you got to keep your head on the swivel. And even if you are in a Colombia, in a Brazil, like you know that the surrounding population makes nowhere near what we make as Americans. And we go down there thinking that, oh, this is just another American city. I can just wear whatever I want. But people have to understand and be cognizant of, you need to make sure that you look like a local down there. You got to make sure you're not dressed in no jewelry. At most, maybe take your phone out when you reach your destination, if you're going to a restaurant or you indoors somewhere, but never like when you're outdoors. I kept the same swivel on my head when I was in Brazil. I was like, all right, I know these people are looking at my phone right now. I gotta make sure I tuck it away. I gotta make sure I'm not super obvious. I gotta dress like I'm poor, and I gotta make sure I blend in with the
Well,
local.
I wouldn't say that you have to like dress like you're poor.
Yeah.
Um, and there are places where you can wear your jewelry. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But it's not flaunting in areas where you have no business doing that. Like I
Right.
wear my jewelry to the beach. I wear my jewelry to you know what I'm saying, to the club and stuff or whatever. But I do know, hey, I'm tapped in with every security guard here. So they're gonna watch me get in my Uber. You know what I'm saying? I get out of my Uber, I'm tucking myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
making sure my stuff is in my pocket. I live in the local area, so I'm not wearing it when I'm walking to the tender, or if I'm going to the mall. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing those things because yeah, you'll be safe inside, but you got to go outside, get in your Uber, and the motos is one thing you want to be careful of is because when you see two guys on a moto and they both have helmets on, they're probably either gonna be stick up kids or they snatchers.
Yep. Yep.
So now two guys can't ride a moto in certain areas of the city. So like in Boca Grande, you can't have two guys on a motorcycle. In the center you can't even have motorcycles in the center. Only cars are only taxis and Ubers are allowed down there. So yeah, so you just gotta know like there's a part of the I really love called Yetamani. I go down there.
Mm.
That's where a lot of families are and whatnot. But there's blocks down there that A, I won't go down, or B, I won't, you know what I'm saying, wear my jewelry down there. And then a lot of niggas get in trouble with the women. They see women off Tinder and they don't really know them. And then they'll end up getting robbed. So for me, I'll get a chick's number, but I don't hang out with her. That's excuse me. I don't hang out with her that same night I see her. I put her on ice. I need to fill you out. I need to see you around the city a couple times. Uh, I need to see if you a chick that they allow in the club because they don't let every bitch in the club.
Really?
I want to make sure that there's some type of digital footprint around. Just that's just my process.
Okay.
Now, have I one night a chick? Yeah, saying, but also I live in a building that I'm tapped in with my security, getting food. You know, what I'm saying, gifts when I come back. So now they like, oh, this is my guy. I'm gonna protect him.
Yeah.
So a chick can't leave my crib. So they call me and say, hey, are you cool? Are you okay? So it's just little things that you do to make sure that you're safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I hear a lot about people getting scoped out there in Colombia, and it's a huge deal. Like even chicks will. I saw a chick scope a dude on a live stream on YouTube, and
yeah, so
bro, I was like, yo, it's wild out there. So when I heard that you moved to Colombia, I was like, man, I better tell Coop to kind of like watch his back. But how like,
yeah.
and you already gave like how you kind of defend yourself against those types of activities. Um, do do you think that you've kind of like, is there any other way like that you kind of insulate yourself against being, I guess, robbed or scoped? Besides just like making sure you're cool with the security, like do you lock stuff up in your apartment when before you go out, knowing that you may or may not have some company later on that evening?
Yeah, so I have a two-bedroom, two baths,
Okay.
and then I have cameras all over my apartment. I also have a safe in my second bedroom that if it's a chick that I haven't hung out with before, I'll put my stuff in there. Then I'll lock that second bedroom. A
Yes.
lot of the scoping happens in Medellin. It does happen here a little bit more so in Medellin. And I also like I don't really pick up chicks off the street.
Yeah. That's a good
So
idea.
if a chick is on the streets and I never see her like in bars or clubs or stuff, whatever, that means that they don't let her in.
Oh,
And
okay.
it may be a chance that she has had issues with men in the past. So, and I like a higher quality of woman.
Okay.
So I don't need the streetwalkers. You know what I'm saying? And if I do meet somebody on Tinder or something, whatever, I did get banned on Tinder randomly. But when I was using Tinder, if I meet a chick on Tinder, she's meeting me at a restaurant. She's
Yeah,
not just coming straight to my crib.
that's smart
You know what
too.
I'm saying? This is where I lay my head, so I always want to make sure I feel the safest here. And also, I got a dog. I got a pit bull. So I brought my pit bull with me. So she kind of deters. She's a sweetheart, but she deters a lot of stuff from happening too. Because a lot of people they just scared.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Cause I know I have a lot of my audience is kind of like, I guess they're labeled as passport bros nowadays because they're looking to leave the U.S. because of how bad the dating market is, and a lot of them do visit Colombia pretty often. So they may want to use that information to kind of insulate themselves from being scoped. So like, guys, you heard it. You got to lock your stuff up in the safe. You got to make sure you're cool with
Yeah,
the security guard, and you got to just be keep your head on the swivel and just make sure your chick has a digital footprint, either IG, shit, Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah,
They use Facebook a lot down
yeah,
there, and you just gotta be smart, man. Don't get lost in the sauce, man. There's no reason for you to be blackout drunk with a chick that you've never, you know what I'm saying? You don't know anything about her. Like that's just, I feel like that's just manly common sense. I'm not about to get fucking wasted
yeah,
with two chicks. Like, no. And if I have chicks at my crib, you're not going in my kitchen at all. I'll get the drinks.
yeah.
I
That's
got them.
good. Yeah,
I pour them for you. You know what I'm saying? And my cup is my cup. I'm never, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm drinking out of a bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like you're never handling anything in my crib. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
again, those cameras in there. Make sure you got the cameras, got the lock on your phone, all that stuff. So you just definitely have to take precautionary measures and don't just come out here like, oh yeah, nigga, I'm on vacation, anything goes.
Yeah, no, I get you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna switch a setting really quick. Let me know if it's uncomfortable on your end, because this is the first episode, guys. So if the audience is watching, just give us some grace. We're still working out some tech issues, so I'm gonna turn off the echo cancellation, and you let me know if that's unbearable on your end.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool for me.
Okay. Make sure that the audience can hear.
I would say turn your volume up a bit so I can hear you a little bit better. But other than that, then yeah, it's cool.
All right, is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think we're straight, man. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I think the one of the last things I wanted to ask you, bro, is okay. I think it's the echoing on my side though. All right, I have to figure out about the next episode. So I wanted to ask you, bro, have you traveled to any other cities in Colombia, like Santa Marta, Cali, Colombia? Have you just stayed in Cartagena mostly?
No, I've been to other cities. Here. Obviously, I've been to Medellin. Medellin was the first city I ever been to when I came to Colombia. But I've been to Santa Marta. I've been to Barranquilla. I'm actually setting up a trip to go to Cali next weekend. Actually, I'm gonna stay there for a couple of days, and then I'm going to. I have to reset up my station. So once I order super thin monitors, then I'll be able to pretty much travel and work anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely excited about heading over to Cali next weekend.
Oh, you going next weekend? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Man, I heard Cali has a lot of African influence, the same as like some cities in Brazil too. So you about to live a dream, man, from what I see on YouTube, bro. So you about to be out there with some very very nice looking ladies.
Yeah, yes, definitely. But Colombia is very black.
Really?
It's very black. If you go to Yesemani, you'll see a lot of murals, and they're paintings of black people, of black women. The people are black. It's tons of them. There's a part of town called Palenque, and it was the first free settlement of black slaves. So they obviously escaped the slave ship and they settled in Colombia, and they settled into a town. It's called Palenque, and you can actually do a tour there. And when I tell you everyone is the same shade as me,
Wow.
and it's just super dope. There's tons of culture, and that's another reason why I really love it here. Is that I don't I don't feel racism at all.
Wow.
In LA, I feel that you go anywhere, you'll feel that. But here, I don't feel racism at all.
That's crazy. Yeah, I could really agree with you. Yeah, like when I went myself to Colombia, I was in Cartagena too, and I was like, this is actually kind of nice, and until the cops, um, the corrupt cops actually asked us for money. But other
Oh
than
yeah, they'll do that though.
yeah,
They'll do that for sure.
yeah, I was surprised, man, because we went as a group of like 15 people, and we were in a villa, and the cops came by knocking, thinking we had drugs, and I'm like, no, we just chilling in the pool, and they were like, no, if you don't give us like $500 in total, we're gonna arrest everybody in the entire villa. I'm like, all right,
But they were that's an extortion, but they were bluffing. There's nothing they can do.
yeah,
If you didn't have no drugs on you, there's nothing that they can do.
yeah, but I think
I hope y'all didn't get that shit too.
oh I didn't put in nothing. It was the it was the other people, the host of the whole trip that paid, but overall, man, like I love Colombia, and I really wanted to get your perspective on that, on Colombia as a whole. But I need to know what's next from you, Coop. What kind of people could
So
expect?
that's dope. That's a great question. What's next for me? So obviously, I'm gonna continue to shoot my content, but I actually have a meeting this week with trying to set up a Colombian team of cinematographers, makeup artists, directors, because I want to start shooting short films, and hopefully after that shoot feature films here. I write scripts, so I have a ton of scripts that I've already written um, that I could shoot here, and I would love to develop a production company here.
Oh man, okay, do that, bro. I'm looking for. I'm gonna keep tabs on you, man. I'm gonna keep up with you, and making sure that you are keeping on that trail, man. Because I know it's very easy to kind of get like
Yeah.
derailed out there just due to the distractions. And I really do appreciate your time, man. One last question. I need to know if you attempted to learn Spanish yet, or if you know any Spanish before coming down there, or have you learned more as you're living down there more?
So I didn't know much Spanish before I moved down here, pero ahora estoy estudiando español mucho. Todas las personas hablan español, entonces yo necesito. So you gotta know Spanish. You have to. And if you're a dude that does not want to pay for play, you have to know Spanish, because these regular chicks, they're not gonna. You're not about to move them by pulling out your phone with the translator. So you gotta know Spanish, you gotta know how to dance, and I'm telling you, it just opens up a whole different world, man. You do so much different stuff. You have people who have women who take care of you, clean your crib, cook for you, and you're not paying them, you know what I'm saying, to be with you. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make a point. I am not a fucking passport. Them niggas is weird. I'm in a lot of these groups, and I hear and I see these niggas arguing every day about pricing women and asking niggas how much did you pay and all this shit or whatever. Nigga, if you got the sauce, you got the sauce. So what I pay a bitch is not what you gonna pay. And sometimes what you pay, shit ain't gonna be what I pay. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these niggas come down here and just fuck the whole game up. You know what I'm saying? Act weird and do shit that I don't condone. So I am not a passport bro. I would label myself as an expat, but I'm definitely not one of them passport bro niggas.
Hey. Hey, fair enough, bro. And I got a soundboard here. Like I play sounds whenever I hear like some fire shit. So like guys, y'all heard Coop. Y'all better when y'all come down to Colombia, man, don't mess it up for yourselves and don't mess it up for people that actually live there that are expats, man. Learn the language, as I say in my previous content, like learn the language. You can use all the free tools. They got Duolingo. You can download books for free. You could go on Facebook groups and they got free classes a lot of the times too. So there's no excuse not to learn the language if you happen to want to relocate or visit a Spanish speaking country, man. And I did want to hold you up for too much longer, Coop. Shoot, I said that was my last question before, but one last one. How does dating compare to dating back in the U.S. versus Colombia?
Okay. So I have a couple tricks that I still deal with back in the States. Arizona, LA, Detroit, obviously. It is so much easier to date here because the expectations aren't there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expected to give a chick a ton of money the first, you know what I'm saying, month into courting her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here, the women are very appreciative of little things. Obviously, I can take a woman to a restaurant and spend 100 pesos, which is nothing. It's $30, if that. And we've had drinks. We had a great dinner. There's live music there. Walk around the city, all this stuff or whatever, and it's so much cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't have to deal with the expectations of my money being what attracts you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now the women here are very jealous. You definitely want to be careful with that, especially if you're dealing with regular women. Well, even if you're dealing with the pros, they still jealous. And every problem that I have with women here is from women that I don't pay. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But it's definitely a different process, man. And I'm enjoying learning how to date here because it's totally different from dating in the States. And when you date a chick here, you date her whole family. You date the kids, you date the mom, you know what I'm saying, all that. So I was playing stepdad yesterday. My shorty's here, who I don't pay. But she had her kids with her, took her kids to the pool, had a whole day, pizza, wings, you know what I'm saying? They spent the whole day with me. That shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any kids, so that stuff like that doesn't bother me, and I enjoy it. But hey, I have them no Spanish because them kids were talking to me, and I'm just sitting there like, hey. Her mom talking to me and stuff or whatever. You want to be able to communicate. So
that's what's up.
And there's also there's an event every Tuesday called Gringo Tuesdays where Colombians come that want to learn English and expats that want to learn Spanish, or even Europeans that want to learn Spanish.
Okay.
They'll come there and you network and you just learn stuff, and it's a little bit of a party and it's cool.
So like a language exchange kind of.
Yeah.
I got you, man.
Gringo Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's definitely a good gym that some people can use if they happen to be in Cartagena. Is that every Tuesday, guys? Is there a location, or is it just like an online thing where they
Yeah, yeah.
set a different location every
No,
time?
it's in the center.
Okay.
So there's a club right when you walk into the center, right where the clock tower is.
Yeah.
You just make a left, and it's right there. I can't remember that. I think it's called La Poisson. I can't remember. But if you go on Instagram and just look up the hashtag Gringo Tuesday, you'll be able to find it.
Okay. 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 Um, Before we close out, bro, is there anything else you wanted to like plug or anything to promote out there? Because we got your YouTube channel. I'll pull it up again so people can see it. I also included a link in the description box as well. But do you have anything else that you want to plug that could possibly get out to to the people here? Because we got about, let me hide this chat real quick. Give me 1 second. We got 20K subscribers on my channel. So I want everybody that sees this to go subscribe to Coop's channel and run his numbers up as well. But is there anything else that you have that we can promote here and hopefully get people to support?
Yeah, man, my Instagram would be a big help. My Instagram got disabled. I was at like maybe like 20K followers, and I had a lot of brand deals going on that channel. So now I had to start all over. So my Instagram, same name, comedian Coop City. Go check out my short film called Max. It is on my YouTube channel, and I'll be shooting the sequel to that soon. Yeah, and then you can follow me on everything. So Twitter, um, comedian Coop City. You can follow me on Facebook, all that, and then just hit me up if you have questions about moving to Colombia or questions about where to eat or what things to do. Yeah, hit me up. I'm an open book and I'm cool as it.
All right, man. All right. I appreciate you coming through, Coop. Uh,
Yeah.
that's man. That's an amazing like interview, bro. I appreciate you coming through, and the people loved you too, even though we got haters. But you know, if we ain't got haters, we ain't doing good, bro. So, I think did we lose him? Uh oh, we lost Coop for a second there, guys. So, yeah, okay, uh, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Trippin' with Jay podcast, episode 1. Let me know how we can improve the podcast, and if you are a content creator, YouTuber, influencer who wants to be focused on the channel or at least highlighted on the channel, hit me in the DMs on Instagram right here. It's kind of weird to point at it, but here, hit me up on Instagram, Trippin' with Jay with an extra Y at the end. DM me if you want to be featured on the channel. And for the people that that have interviewed me in the past on their channel, I'll I'll definitely get you guys on the channel as well if you guys are watching. So that's going to be it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And if this is your first time here, my name is Jay. The YouTube channel is called Trippin' with Jay, and we have the podcast available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, literally wherever you can find podcasts. You just type in Trippin' with Jay podcast, and it should come up, and you'll see my face, and you'll see all of the episodes from the podcast mastered. All like the audio is going to be remastered from the live stream and posted to all of the podcast distributors that you guys are used to. So support the podcast, and I love you guys. I appreciate you tuning in on a Sunday to get all of that sauce from our boy Coop, and make sure you go ahead and support him as well, because he's a very, very hilarious person. So that's going to be it, guys. You've been Tripping with Jay. I'll see y'all on Tuesday. News Tuesday. So Travel News Tuesday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go subscribe to Coop's YouTube channel as well. And that's going to be it for me on this Sunday, guys. Happy Easter. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your